What's up, Squadron? Aviation has given me a ton of amazing experiences.
Good job there. Nice rock, high wing.
But more importantly, it's introduced me to a whole new family of friends.
Like, dude, you're killing it. You're having a great day.
So just never give up.
Airport, and then, oh, by the way, I got carb ice while I was flying through, so the engine started running rough. And I had to
Join us tonight as we're clear direct for some hangar flying. I am Bryan Turner, and this is Super Aero Live.
That's a lot. I mean, a lot of cookies. What's up, Av Geeks? Oh, I'm in the mood tonight. It's Wednesday, which can only mean one thing. It is time for another episode of Super Aero Live. How are you? How are you doing, everybody? Did you get some flying in? Did you build a model like this? It's almost done. Have you built a model? Have you looked at a book about airplanes? That's what you should be doing on a Wednesday night. Maybe pre-gaming it. Sorry we're starting late. Starting a little late, and sorry, is that my laptop? Oh, there we go. I gotta get that right. And the mic's in the shot. It's not a pro thing. So great to see you all. Make sure you check out last week's episode with Clear Direct. That was super cool. Also, like, go back in the archive, man. The archive is awesome. Really proud of just a lot. If you're new here, some people, new subscribers have coming in. Yeah, just really excited to have all of you here. I gotta say, I'm gonna try it at the top of the show to see if it makes you do it better, because still, according to YouTube, a lot of you haven't subscribed. But subscribe, like, share it right now. Share it to all the people. That helps a lot. And the other thing I was gonna say is Patreon people. I've got the Super Aero Squadron on Patreon. Literally make this thing possible. I have to burp. Nope, I don't. Never mind. I've been drinking a beer, and it's just a different night. You'll see why, because of the guest here tonight. Patreon folks, you guys are awesome. You are the wind beneath my wings. And if you want to join that awesome community, you can check that out too. So anyway, should we start tonight? Should we get going with the guest? It's my old pal. The bromance is real. Look, check it out. It's Bryan Turner.
What's going on, Ryan?
Dude, we're wearing blue. We're both wearing blue tonight.
We are both wearing blue, and you know what's funny is I am so happy to be here with you. Do you remember the last time you and I did a live stream together? We allegedly faked a live stream. We pre-recorded it, and a lot of people got upset.
You got really mad.
There were people who were like, "How dare you try to fool your audience?" But never again. We won't. I would
never do that.
No, never.
So, that would never happen. That's like a hard nope. Would never.
You and me live. No pre-recorded. Fabricated Zachary Sherman. Don't try to catch us again, because we're definitely live.
Definitely would never do that. You know what I should do right now?
What should you do on this live stream, Ryan?
On this very live stream, I should probably say hi to some people in the chat. Are you cool with that real quick?
Well, it is 8:37. That's a great time to do that.
Yeah, we did start a little late. Okay, here we go. 782 Papa's here. Marty's here. Zach Sherman, you mentioned before, is here.
Always here.
Hanger Tales is here. So great to see him. Mike Patey's in the chat, which is a new thing.
I did not expect to see Mike Patey. That is huge. I'm really happy to see Mike Patey in the chat.
That is huge. He's definitely here. The other folks, I mean, Scarface is here. Love to see Scarface. Dude, the whole gang is here. Everyone's here tonight.
Rod Machado. I did not expect to see Rod Machado in the chat.
Rod Machado. Rod, I love your jokes. I love your jokes, Rod.
Second funniest guy in aviation. I've always said that.
Yeah.
Nico's
right after John King, right?
Yeah. It would be interesting if they showed up in the live chat, but I certainly don't see them tonight on this live stream.
I don't see them in that live chat. I'm scrolling through right now. Nope. Definitely live. So hey, what are you up to, man?
Me? I'm living the Comanche life. Just flying the Comanche and learning how to fly the Comanche, and not as quickly wearing the plane as I would say about the Grumman. The Grumman really quickly just became like an extension of me. The Comanche that's a lot slower coming. I like the airplane, but it's definitely a little bit busier on takeoff. I'm talking too loud. My wife's shutting the door. You can't see it over here, but
that's cool.
She's like, I don't.
Hey, Aaron.
I literally texted her and I was like, "Could you bring me a beer?" And so she crawled on the floor over here to try not to get on camera to bring me a beer. It's very nice.
You know what, though? What's great about that, just a side note, your wife loves you.
What?
That she crawled on the floor to bring you a beer? Are you insane?
She just doesn't want to be on camera in her pajamas because it's 8:39 on a Wednesday.
All right. Also, I'm going to divert a little bit. Like, I think we have the same camera. You look beautiful tonight.
The thing is, I'm a horrible looking person, but I was like, hey, Ryan, what camera should I get? You're very pretty. And I know in real life you're not. And so I was like, I need
Definitely
that.
not.
No, terrible. I met you at Oshkosh and I was like, that's not the same guy. But so I did. I got the Canon, what is it, M50 that you recommended.
Yeah.
I love everything about it except for the cropping it does in 4K, but that's geek stuff. But I love this camera.
No, it's good. And your lighting is very nice. It looks really good.
I'm starting to do a lot of overkill things that I probably don't need to do. I've got a key light behind me now shining on this little area I've made. I've got my instrument gauges. Left is right, right is left. Where is it all?
There they are. Like, yep, you found it.
I talked to my friend Dan from Taking Off, and he's like, don't stand in front of a wall at this angle. It has to be at that kind of angle. You can do a corner. And so I send him a photo like every day, like, how does this look? And so he's helped me dial it in. So I'm trying to, even though the channel's kind of all jokes, I'm trying to at least make it look like I know how to do video stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the real deal. No, it's good. And, I think maybe that's why he's not such a big fan of Super Aero Live, is because the background behind me is very flat. It's not at an angle. It's your basement. You just throw some planes back there and you'll be all right.
There
are planes back there. You can't see them, but there's some back there.
I'm staring into three of the brightest lights I literally posted on Instagram tonight. Like, this is why my vision's deteriorating, because I've got so many lights now.
Yeah, you look very bright. It's good. So wait, we're talking. Everyone in the chat is just like,
I know the chat's on fire tonight.
They're super frustrated.
They're like, get on with it.
Come on, guys, back to the airplanes.
That's what Zachary just typed.
He literally just typed that. Yeah. So just tell me about the Comanche, though. You're living the Comanche life. I saw you're flying the family around it. You've had some adventures, some teething issues, maybe.
Yeah. So here's the deal. I will say this. The Grumman was way more fun to fly. Absolutely true. I enjoyed flying the Grumman. I wore the Grumman. It was such, maybe because it was smaller and stuff, but it just didn't have the utility. So once the kids are off and out of the house and I don't need to do, all this, whatever I'm going to do with the Comanche, I'll probably go back to something a little more nimble, like an RV. The Comanche, I can put 1 million pounds in it. And I can fly 1 million miles an hour and we can go a million miles in distance. Like, it does everything, but it's just not, it's not fun. I mean, it's a get up there and get over the turbulence and go across country and it's neat, but it just kind of lumbers. Like, I flew my dad in it. My dad's a pilot. He owns the Cirrus. And we went up and flew. And I was like, you can take the controls. He took the controls and he literally said, and it's funny, he said it, I was like, this is true. He goes, it feels like I'm in a pickup pulling a trailer. I go, that's kind of how it flies. Like, it does all the stuff, but it's like the roll rate's kind of real slow. And so right now we're in spring in Texas where turbulence is bad. I mean, and I'm getting knocked all over the place. So turbulence will still knock the plane like that. But the plane's like, oh, are we trying to recover? And then turbulence hit. Like, I can't keep up with it. Whereas in the Cirrus or the Grumman, you can. It's just way more agile. So I do like the plane. I like what it has to offer, but it's not the I'm just going to go fly because it's fun to fly kind of thing. So, and that's not really what it's designed for. So
yeah, it's a mission. It's a mission focused plane.
It is, and I do like it. I'm not dogging it. I think it's. If I could have 2 planes, I would keep the Comanche for the big stuff, and I would keep the Grumman for the fun stuff. I think that's all I would need. But I definitely do pause more when I'm like, I want to go out flying. It's a nice day, and then I'm like, whew. I have a tug now to pull it out of the hangar because it's too heavy to push and pull, and there's so much more to it, and so it's like, well, I haven't canceled any flights out of this frustration, but I certainly don't have the. I'm going to go pop my Grumman and I'll be up in the air in 30 minutes from when I'm sitting in my computer chair or whatever. But
do you think that's going to improve, though, a little bit when as you get to know it better? You know what I mean?
I think so, and here's why. Because the Grumman is very much an entry-level trainer. And I'm sorry, Grumman pilots, and I was a Grumman pilot, so I don't think it would have offended me. But when you transition
Once
from a
Grumman
172,
pilot, always a Grumman pilot.
Probably. I love that plane. It was, but they're so much slower than Grumman pilots let on. I'm going to get to Oshkosh in 4 hours this year. I don't have to stop and spend the night. Like, that's great.
I think I might be able to get to Oshkosh in 4 hours if I walked.
You'd still beat me. But I think it'll come with time. Like, obviously, it's the Grumman's so simple, and going from, I flew a 172 and then from the Cirrus down to the Grumman, like it's like swinging the baseball with the weight on it and then going to this. Well, now I've got landing gear and a constant speed prop, which I don't have in the Cirrus. It's a very heavy plane. It's kind of like probably what most people are used to because their daddy didn't have a Cirrus they can borrow. So it's probably something that most people go through early on when they transition out of their first plane into their next high performance plane or whatever. And so I'm kind of used to my high performance plane is easier to fly than the Grumman or a Cessna. You turn the autopilot on and tell it where you want to go when you go. And now I'm like, okay, I've got the same speed, so I've got things coming at me faster, and the radio work, and it's instrument certified, so I've got that side of it. But it's also like I'm constantly gear. Don't forget to put the gear down. And it's like that. I'm in a panic all the time. Going, did I put it down? And I'm like, I just can't quit looking at that light to the point that it's causing me anxiety. But again, I think in time that goes away.
And as soon as that goes away is when you land gear up.
Gear up. That's my plan. I'm working on, my video. I have a YouTube channel.
I don't know if people know that. The people are watching maybe don't know that.
Yeah, it's just go to youtube.com/it's flight chops, and you'll see all the stuff I'm doing with these crazy warbirds in my RV.
I like how you trimmed the chops off for us tonight.
I did. I was like, you know what? People don't need to see that. What was I saying? I don't know. Something about,
people could.
I'm working on a video. So the plane does have a gear warning horn, which is
okay.
I mean, you have to be the throttles. I mean, it's not where I would want. I want the thing just kind of blaring all the time. And so I'm working on inventing a mechanism so that if I get below 150 knots, the throttle hand is just electrified and just shocks me as a reminder. So I think that would be a good reminder to never have a gear up if you get electrocuted if you get too slow. Because right now, I mean, it's manifold pressure and it's like 7.5 inches, which is really a few inches off the ground before it's going to let you know, which I don't think there's enough cushion there. So I'm working on something that sprays water on you, or I'm going to work on a couple different inventions to make sure that landing gear's down.
Hot oil.
Hot oil's a good one.
You can write that one down if you want.
Oh,
you can have that one for free.
I have a pin. Look, I have branded pins. It's not going to focus on my pin.
Anyway. There it did it.
YouTube. It says this pin is just plain silly, but I'm writing it down.
Hey, do you wanna write some other stuff down tonight? Because we hang out a lot on this show, and you're a much loved and frequent guest.
Well, thank you. That's very nice.
Do you wanna play some games with me? You wanna play some games with me tonight? We could play.
I'm old enough that that's not creepy for you to ask it of me. So let's play some games.
You up for that? I wonder if you're in the chat, let us
know. How
know
weird would this stream be if I was just like, no, I don't want to play games. What you got?
All right, everyone, have a great night. We'll see you. We'll see you again.
You're prepared for everything.
Oh no, I'm serious. Goodbye. Oh. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I should do. It's the rule of threes, right? It should just.
What is it?
Yeah, 3 times. It's supposed to do it 3 times. So, okay. So I thought a fun game that we could play was we could do it. We could do this. How do I explain it?
I don't know, but the suspense is killing me.
So here's the deal. I'll do this first. I'm gonna draw an airplane. I got a notebook right here. I'm gonna draw an airplane without looking at the paper.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna show it to you, and you're gonna guess what airplane it is.
So you're gonna draw, but I'm gonna watch you, and your eyes are gonna be. You're not looking at the paper.
I'm not looking at the paper.
It's going to be a terrible drawing. I got a question. I have a question. Do you know what kind of plane you're planning on drawing?
I'm deciding right now.
You're making the decision. Okay.
Yeah, I'm deciding right now.
Okay, after you do this, I want to do it and see if you can guess, because I like every plane I ever drew as a kid was just kind of the sock with like the wing coming off of it. But now I've got a plane in mind. Okay, so you go and then I'll go. I like.
Okay, so wait, do I need like a timer or something?
How long should we get? A minute? Can you draw a plane without looking at it in a minute?
I don't know. Everyone's already quit watching, so it doesn't really matter.
No, I saw Zachary Sherman just left because his friend got hit by a car. It's sad, very, very sad. So
that's intense. I feel honored that he would share that with us.
It's weird that in the middle of a live stream, his friend would call him and be like, "Hey Zach, I've been hit by a car." And he's like, "I got to leave this live stream." It's 8:41 now. I mean, yeah. Cheers to you. So let's do this. Hold on.
I got a timer set.
Well, I was gonna say just draw it till you're done, but have a sense of urgency because these folks in the chat are waiting here tonight.
No, it's true. They're waiting. All right. Are you ready? I'm gonna hit the timer. I'm not looking at my camera. I'm looking at you. Eye contact. So you look into the camera and you're gonna start drawing. I forget to look at the camera. I always look at the screen.
I always feel like you're looking right into my eyes, Ryan.
Well, maybe later. Okay, here we go. I'm going to hit the timer, and I'm going to look at you. I'm going to draw a plane. Oh, this is really hard. Okay.
Okay, while you draw, tell me how you're feeling.
Right now, I'm feeling bad.
Are you?
Yeah. I totally looked. Okay, it's really bad. All right. I think the prop goes there. I think it needs wings still. I forget. Oh man, landing.
I feel like you're gonna show this image to the camera and it's gonna be something inappropriate, and the joke's on me.
I mean, it might be. Where's the?
That's true. It's a plane.
Oh God, Okay.
You're doing a terrible job of not looking at what you're
It's really hard. I looked again. Oh, okay. It's even worse than I thought. Okay. I think the cockpit is there. It needs a door. It needs...
If it's a Piper, it only needs one door.
Oh, I'm going to give you a hint, though, because I know it's going to be bad. Oh, I didn't get to draw the hint.
Was that 1 minute? That felt like
that was
10
1
seconds.
minute. I'm so sorry.
I've got to guess the type of plane based on whatever you just did.
This could not have gone worse for me.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian. Guess what that is.
That is a P-40 Warhawk, and I can tell because of the... Oh, no, that's a tail dragger. Wait, which way's the nose? The propeller's on that side? Okay.
Yeah,
so
no, yep.
This is a mid-wing. I think it's a U-2 because I see the landing gear is disconnected from the airframe, and I know the U-2 is the only plane that does that. Hold on. The propeller... Okay, so what kind of plane is this? This is a... Can I ask you one question and then I'll guess?
Yeah, I mean, you're never gonna get it because it doesn't look like it at all.
Did you know where the wing was when you drew it?
No.
Okay, so it's not supposed to be like a mid. It's not the only plane.
No, definitely, 100% not. Yeah, 100% not. I thought. I'll give you. I thought the wing was on the top when I drew it. I also thought the landing gear was connected. So.
And I mean, I don't know if that's a door handle back there or just part of the wings. What is that, L? Oh, it's a Cessna 172.
Are you kidding me? That is what I drew.
Because of the strut. That L coming down is a strut.
Yeah. I can't believe you figured that out.
It's a Cessna 172 with detachable landing gear.
I was trying to draw 172. I thought that was going to go a little bit better for me.
No, dude, that was good. You should send that to the Cessna and be like, "Hey, here's your engineers. I've got a improved design with less drag."
Oh my goodness! All right,
It's
your turn.
Just it's coincidence we have it. I happen to have a blank sheet of paper.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm gonna start a timer.
Okay,
hang on.
Unlike you, I'm not gonna look. Tell me.
Okay, ready? Yep, ready.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. All right, I'm drawing the cowl. I'm drawing where the pilot sits. I'm going back. I'm going up with, I think it's a kind of a square thing. The rudder comes down.
This feels weirdly specific.
Rounded at the bottom, and then there's this thing right here, which kind of, and I think it goes down there. I'm not looking. Now I got to go put a wing on it. And
I heard it. I could hear it. I heard it. You put
elevator,
a wing on it.
Okay, it's got retractable landing gear, and I think it's got some guns on the front of the wing, I'm guessing. Did I draw the part with...
It's a warbird.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, propeller. It has a propeller.
Okay.
Okay.
Love
and
it.
Then I think I've drawn an absolute perfect airplane right here.
You don't even need the last 10 seconds?
I'm done. I'm done.
All right. Let me stop the timer. Somehow. I did it.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. This isn't what I intended to draw. But this isn't what I planned at all. But so that's what I drew. And so I came out a little bit different than I intended. But that's what I drew. Can you guess what it is? What? What? Are you got a problem with this?
Just soaking it all in, Bryan. I'm just soaking it all in. Show that to me again.
I don't know if you can see. Come on. I put a watermark on it a couple places too, so if anyone tries to capture it, but yeah, I mean,
wait. So it's a biplane. Is it a World War II biplane? So is it a
surprisingly similar to your drawing, by the way? Like, I'm surprised how similar they came out.
Yeah, no, they're really close in quality. I mean, I was gonna think World War I, like a Newport or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. Do you want to see what I really? Do you want to see what I really drew and try to guess what it is?
Oh no.
This is so bad. Yours looks like a real schematic compared to mine. Hold on. Come on. All right. What do you think that is?
Okay, wait. Let's compare. Well, I know what that is, actually. I can tell. You know why? You did one thing really well. But let's share people. I can actually tell you what it...
The scoop on the underbelly, right?
Well, I was going to say, for you, it's the cockpit and the tail. That's a P-51.
It is a P-51. Dude, come on, focus. Obviously, we're masters of this game. We both were able to draw an immaculate airplane, so much so that the other person was able to figure out what it was.
Yours was good enough, though. I got it on the first try. It took you... You thought mine maybe was a U-2 first? Very different from it.
Well, because the landing gear was detached, Ryan. These are the guns on the front of the wing.
Yep. And the prop is in a great spot.
Yeah, I think that prop strike on every landing should be in the marketing, because otherwise it's going to be...
Is there a joke about our friend Elliot banging up experimental Mustangs all the time in there somewhere? Probably not. Sorry, Elliot. Never mind. Moving on.
That was the only thing. Was like, if I put the scoop on the belly, it's going to be easy. But man, in my mind, I was drawing like the best non-Picasso P-51 ever. This is horrible.
So here's the thing. You are quite famous. Would you be willing to sign that P-51 thing? And then, like, I don't know. We'll figure out a way to, like, people could win it.
Yeah, I wish I had something like first person in the chat to answer this question gets this picture that I've signed, and the signature is the same quality as the... Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Tell you what,
Here's what I'll do. I will mail this picture to the first person in the live chat to do a $10 super chat.
Oh, up in the ante there. Okay, cool. Tell you what, I will also do that.
Wow. Wait, you'll mail yours.
I'll mail mine to the same person.
All right, then I'm going to do a super chat because I want your drawing. It's so good. So, speaking of games, Ryan, I was at the SOS Brothers tent last year in Oshkosh, and I got to talk to
there.
Yeah, I know. That was, dude, with that storm, that was
tornado night. Yeah.
Someone was like, my friend called me, and he goes, hey, this big storm's coming. Do you want to? We got you a hangar, and I was like, man, I felt stupid because I'm like, I don't need special treatment. But 2, I had a glass of wine at lunch. So I was like, I can't fly to Appleton and park my plane. But 3, this is where I'm too old to be doing this kind of stuff. But I'm like, I kind of wanted the experience of like, I don't think anything terrible is going to happen, but I don't know. I kind of wanted that like, oh, this is intense moment because I like.
So I totally interrupted you, but I agree. My dad, thanks, Pops, his idea of fun with us was for all of us to go and, like, experience weather danger.
Same. We did. So when I was 13, we lived in Oklahoma, Tornado Alley. And when I was 13, we were out doing what you just described, and we got hit by lightning in our family van. And that was so. And then our house got hit by a tornado. Like we had so much. My dad is always like, I don't know what it's like where you're at, but here in Texas we get tornadoes and stuff. And it's funny because anytime there's like baseball size hail or tornadoes, everyone's hunkered down under a mattress in the bathroom, and all the dads are out on the street corners, and I'm up there like, well, if I see it, I can outrun it. This is how people die like us. But I love bad weather. I live for it. I go out. With long exposures, like I love photographing lightning. You hold exposure open and wait for it to strike. Like, so I don't know that I every day I'm like, oh, it's supposed to storm this week. And I haven't gotten to fly. And I'm like, every day I'm like, where's the storm going? So I love crappy weather. So that moment where I was live streaming in my tent, which I shouldn't have, because we've been at SOS Brothers a little too long.
Yeah, that's fine.
I know, but I'm like live streaming, and I was like thinking like, my dad's probably watching, or my mom's probably watching. I'm like.
But here's the thing: your mom was watching, like, oh, I'm very concerned about you, Bryan. And your dad was going, "That's right, son. Like father, like son. Get out there and I think it's coming from the south."
Here's what happened though. I you, me, and I think Kevin. There's a handful of us hanging out, and the tornadoes were coming, and so we walked back to our tents, and then I was like hanging out in my tent wide awake, and I got nothing to do, and I was like, oh, Corey Robbins popped up in my YouTube channel. He's live streaming. I was like, oh, I should live stream too. And he had a lot better equipment and lighting and stuff. And so I went and looked at it the next day, and I was like, this just looks like awful. And then I'm just sitting there like screaming over thunder and lightning. And it's like, nah, this isn't going to work. But
yours looked a little bit like the Blair Witch Project.
That was my goal. Now I'm bringing these lights to Oshkosh. Everything's going to be I got some geeky stuff we can talk about. No one cares about video production. So I was at SOS Brothers.
Yeah, long story short, we both were, yeah.
We were there. And the one thing about YouTube is I now know what every college girl feels like, because I had more strange men buying me drinks. I didn't pay for one drink. I was giving them to people. I was like, this is really weird, but I like it.
Okay. I
heard through the grapevine that you are a little bit of a clairvoyant. And so you just went, I said clairvoyant. You just almost turned into a ghost. You just went blurry. And so I heard this from 2 different people at Oshkosh. I don't know. I've never heard you claim it, but I thought tonight would be a good time to test it. And so what I've done is I've written down a bunch of questions on a bunch of pieces of paper, and I'm going to hold a question up, and you can't read it. And I'm going to look into my camera, and I want you to look in your camera, and I want to see if you can come up with the answer that's written on the piece of paper, because I heard 2 different people tell me that you had this ability. Do you want to try?
Okay. Yeah, we can try it.
Okay. All right. I have a handful of these things. I don't want any of them to show up on camera. I'm going to pick them up in completely random order.
Yeah,
and I'll do this on camera. So I have a question here, and I want you to concentrate. Hopefully you can't see it. All right. Do your best and tell me what's popping into your head right now.
Martin Pauly?
Who was the most German Panzer pilot who has been on your channel? All right. Okay.
Whoa.
That could have been
No, that's fine. It's fine.
Is he the most German? Have you had other Germans?
I have. No, I haven't had any Germans.
Okay, good. Because if there was someone else, we would need to go to that 23andMe and find out who was the most to see if that was luck or not. All right, I got another question here. All right, I got a bunch of these, and we're going to keep going until you get them right.
Until I get them right? I already got one right. You mean get them wrong?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. I'm just trying to test you. And right now, I'm extremely impressed.
I mean, there's like a aura of RV-14 on that one, so I'm going to say Flight Chops. Did I do it?
Who is the most Canadian RV pilot that's been on your channel? Unbelievable. Okay, we're going to keep going.
That might be him.
Well, have you had any other extremely Canadian RV-14 pilots on your channel?
I've had a lot of really awesome Canadians, actually.
There's a lot of all Canadians are awesome.
I've had a lot of awesome Canadians. Nat Esther a couple weeks ago was awesome. She's a Kit Fox pilot, though.
All right, you're 2 for 2.
Right.
You're 2 for 2. Okay. All right. I'm not even gonna talk. I'm just gonna hold this up. You can't read that, can you?
No, I can't. Do you want me to close my eyes?
No, I don't need you to close. I mean,
I'll do whatever you want. Is this mic a little too hot right now?
no, your mic's fine.
Does it sound okay?
You sound
What?
great.
Okay,
First
you
thing
sound
that comes
great.
to your-
Josh Flowers.
Whoa! Who is on the blanket behind me?
It's Josh Flowers. This is can I be honest? I'm getting a little freaked out because
we didn't plan
I don't know,
this.
man.
I'm not even
I
messing
don't
around.
know.
Okay.
this is
Okay.
freaking me out.
Yeah. So I got one more here. No, I've got a bunch more, but I've got one here for you. Okay. I can't even guess what you're going to say on this one.
That can't be right. The only thing that's popping into my head is your name.
My
Bryan
name?
Turner. Yeah. It's weird.
Okay, so I don't know if that one's right or wrong. It says who was the most annoying guest that you've had on your channel. We'll call that one maybe.
I want to apologize, but I don't know if it's really my fault.
I mean, I feel a little hurt, but I'm willing to move on to the next question and not think about it. Tonight I'll be sad when I'm going to bed, but that's, I mean, it's 9:22, which it's not bedtime yet for me.
Yeah,
so that's
clearly.
a while from now.
Definitely 9:22. All right,
I
this one.
for you. I got a stack of these. So this one, I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to think because I know I'm sending you the wrong answer.
I'm receiving you 5x5. Hit me. Hit me.
Go.
Hit
Go.
me.
Go.
Track up.
No, I'd asked high wing or low wing. Those others were a coincidence. This is obviously a BS game. You don't have psychic powers, so yeah, waste of time. We're not going to continue that.
Whoa!
I'm done.
No, you chill out for a second because you told me you were going to send me the wrong answer, and I gave you the wrong answer, so it still works.
No, but I sent high wing, which is the wrong answer. The right answer is low wing. So I don't know. You're obviously not psychic. Those first four were obviously a coincidence. So anyway, this year at Sun and Fun, or not Sun and Fun, SOS Brothers, whoever told me that you were psychic, I'm going to be like, nope, he's not. So terrible performance. I got a question for you.
I thought it was kind of like kind of an okay performance.
I mean, you didn't get them all right. If you're psychic,
I got four of them right. That's good percentages.
Out of 5, that's barely passing, Ryan. You're not gonna on a check ride if you're like, I got some of the maneuvers are okay, but you messed up and stalled and spun it in. You failed that check ride, right?
Fine. All right, so. Would you have a thing, or do you want me to? I have a thing.
No, I mean this is live, so we just do however. Like I've got some questions, and maybe they're important. Maybe
you
they're
have
not.
questions for me? What? No, I can answer some questions.
Okay, so one of the questions I wrote down is a real serious question I have for you, but it dawned on me after the fact it may not be a good question for you. You don't ever fly into Oshkosh, do you? You drive.
I've flown into Oshkosh as like a right seat with my good friend Marty. And that was awesome. Goal is to try to do it soon though. Like that, we're close enough we can drive. It's faster to drive than to fly.
So my question is this. Last year I got stuck way out in the North 40, which was a pain because I was walking so much. And I mean miles, but I'm like right a stone's throw, as they say, from the showers and the restrooms, which is super convenient.
Mm-hmm.
I now have this Comanche, which is a 61, which means I could park in vintage. And I'm trying to fit, I actually find proximity to restrooms and showers more important than having to walk a lot. And so several people have said, oh, you should park in vintage now. And I'm like, I don't know when you flew in, like where you parked or what your thoughts are, or like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to go?
So it's funny, right? Because when I flew in, we ended up in the North 40 because our airplane wasn't at the time, I think, old enough to be in vintage. And that's when I met you for the first time. We walked by on the way to the showers, and my friend Marty was like, hey, man, I know you from the forums. And I was like, hey, I'm Ryan. We didn't realize it was each other, but that was...
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm remembering that right. Some tent with coffee or something? Like a coffee tent?
You and I have wildly different perceptions of how we knew each other when. I swear I met you on POA, but you said you were a youth. I forget how that happened.
No, I mean, I was posting on POA. For sure. There was definitely so there was that moment, I think, where I got introduced to you. I think it was you. I mean, it's hazy. But I feel like we're like, oh, hey, what's up? Or whatever. And then we actually met each other, I think, because you saw my stuff on POA and I think you reached out, right?
I probably did, because 2 live streams ago, you and I talked about both being like, oh, there's this other funny guy in aviation. Oh, terrible.
Right.
I will say this, meeting you last year was awesome. I was like, I told my wife, I was like, both Ryan and I were like, what if we meet in person? And we're like, this guy's a jerk. I was like, no,
my favorite part about that, we met at a meetup, in person for the first time, and people were filming it to see if that would happen.
Yeah. But I was like, no, you're better in person than you are on Super Aero Live. So if at Oshkosh, if you see Ryan, give him a hug.
Sorry, everybody.
No.
Give me a hug pending whatever the new variant is.
True. There's some BA.2.0 that's coming out. I don't know.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. I've got a handful of
I didn't answer your question. The question is vintage.
Yeah,
where you got to park in vintage, and there are showers and stuff over there.
Okay.
Also,
because I don't camp, and I take my kids camping because I feel like that's a rite of passage type of thing. I don't like being dirty, and at Oshkosh, if you go 8 hours, you're dirty, and so I'm frequently I need a shower, and so I will say this about Oshkosh for those who are watching who have never been. The shower situation at Oshkosh is pretty amazing. I don't know how they figure that out, where the individual stalls and you got the door. But I will say there are a lot of old men who don't hit the lock, and so it says available, and you open it, and you're like, I gotta wash my eyes. That happened several times this year. So if you're going to Oshkosh and you're taking a shower, take the time to turn around and lock the door so people outside don't get that visual. Maybe they're doing it on purpose. But yeah, I'm I don't know. I just don't like the sweat. And at Oshkosh, you're either sweating or it's humid and you're covered in whatever else. And it's I just need a shower. So I was okay with being a mile away from everything if it meant I could get a shower when I needed one. So anyway, but I just didn't know if it was.
I totally interrupted you again, and I apologize. I keep doing that. Here's the thing you got to know about parking in vintage, though. In the North 40, I would say in the North 40, your plane is safer.
Why?
Because in the show plane parking, it's where all the normal people, non-pilot people come to see the air show and all that stuff. So while you're right there for the show, you've got all this access, you're closer to everything. The one downside is that the general public is more likely to be on or around your airplane?
I'll probably do North 40 just because, especially this last time, like not name dropping or anything, but I'm friends with a lot of people that I only get to see at Oshkosh. And so
yeah, if you guys are all in the North 40,
I was a couple rows from Kevin and Jamie and Martin and Scott Purdue. And I mean, so there was like, hey, we're going to go walk 3 rows over here and go ahead. So I'll probably just keep doing it, but I may go in early and get a camping spot in the North 40 because I was on the other side of the runway. So you have to walk around the whole runway, which is a giant pain, but I may try to go in a little bit earlier and just get it. But I think I'll stick to the North 40. I just like the camaraderie out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about where you build your community, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the amazing part of it is like you build your little community of like your little village of people and you all get together again. And if you want to come hang out, we have a secret spot that I can't say on air, but you come hang out by us. We're on the other side of the field. So then you can...
Sure as heck though it's not a beer coffin because you and I worked hard last year. I watched your shorts today. Not your shorts, but I watched the YouTube shorts that you did. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about the beer coffin thing. And then I watched your video where you're like, this one fixes your eyes. This one makes you... I want to see more of that from you if I could ask, like for you to create content to make me happy. More of those YouTube shorts. I
need to do more of those. You know, it's funny. I've been playing on TikTok a lot, and I make videos like that for TikTok, which I'm like, oh, these are funny. And I get a lot of positive comments like, oh, that was funny. But the ones that get the most views are just like, here's an airplane landing. Yeah. And then it'll be like 110,000 views. And I'll be like, oh, that's what the people want.
I'm on TikTok, but I don't know why. Like, there's no, not that I do any of this for money, but like, I got 2 videos on TikTok that have like 2 million views, and I'm like, sweet. On YouTube, that would be like tens of thousands of dollars. And on TikTok, I'm like $32. So I'm like, but I feel like a grandpa at the playground on TikTok. But I like the short form.
Yeah, and I like it too.
The aviation community over there is it's a lot of like Embry-Riddle kids and stuff that I don't think they can film themselves flying. So it's a lot of kids like dancing to whatever the popular song is with a caption up here, but like Corey Robbins over there, and I watch his stuff. I watch your Stoll stuff over there, and there's a handful of other old guys like us that are over there, and I enjoy that. I like the format, but I do think probably a lot of people over there are like, what are these old guys doing here? But
yeah, 100%.
So I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
And they're lengthy questions. I know we're getting kind of. I don't even know what time it is right now. My clock quit working.
Yeah, mine is weirdly not working either right now.
Strange. Yeah.
Zach's
back. I guess his friend is okay. I'm glad to hear that, Zach.
His friend's okay. Yeah, from the car accident, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah, he was hit by one of those smart cars that are little and just bounced right off. The car actually got more damage than his friend.
Can I tell you, by the way, just a little diversion, Zach?
Yeah.
First flight lesson recently.
Saw that.
Yeah. Super exciting. At night. He did his first.
I didn't know that.
His first lesson at night, and he shared a video with me that he did for debriefing purposes. And the dude is ace on the radios, and very humble about it. But like literally better on the radios on his first like proper lesson than I am anytime.
That doesn't surprise me because if you listen to him talk, he doesn't strike me as the type of person. And Zach, obviously I know you're watching, and I'm thoughts are with your friend. He doesn't strike me as the type of person who phones it in. Like he's very articulate. He knows, and thank you, Zach. That's very kind. But he it doesn't surprise me at all that he's good on the radio. I bet you he probably impresses the instructor at every lesson. So that's good to see the lessons finally happening. I'm pulling for that guy. And your friend Zachary. I've seen those smart cars and what happens when they hit a guy. And
yeah, it's bad.
So my question, I'm going to ask the same question twice, and one is aviation related and one is YouTube related. What are your short-term? What was that noise? Oh, my wife's phone's ringing. Sorry, you guys didn't hear that. It was a smart car. He's going to be okay.
Got the phone chain going. Yeah.
Yeah. what are your goals, aviation wise and YouTube wise? Like, what do you see? What do you want to do with your channel this year? What do you want to do in aviation this year? And then long term, where are you going to be a year from now? Where are you going to be 5 years from now with YouTube and with flying?
That's like such a hard question, dude.
I know.
That's such a hard question. No, let me start with flying. Okay. So I've been sidelined a little bit from the cockpit due to, one, like starting a business is hard but really exciting. Two, my medical has expired due to a minor health concern, and I think I just played it way too safe. I think in reference talking to the folks at AOPA and actually I'm having a minor surgery, and talking to the surgeon who's a flight surgeon in the Air Force previously. He's like, nah, like you didn't need to wait. But I was playing it super safe. I wanted to like get it treated, figure out whatever. So that has sidelined me a little bit because I need to get that all taken care of. Should be back in the air in like a month or so. Okay. Like once I'm all like healed up and stuff. So that set me back on my goals. But one of the things I was thinking of doing this year was to get the IFR done. Just because it feels like the next step, and I'm at this place now where I think similar to you are, right? Like my kids aren't as old as yours, but they're getting older. And we could potentially be flying together as a family.
Yep.
And so the idea of being really safe, I don't know. Like, I don't know my comfort level with that stuff yet. Maybe I'm going to end up taking the family in IFR flights. Maybe not. Like, I don't know where my comfort level is, but that would be one, right? Like, go IFR, do that stuff. There's this whole other side. I've been absolutely honored to have this new weird career as like the announcer for National Stole, and that I kind of want. Like the other side of me is like, that's where you should go, man. Like I'm just really loving watching that, and so spending some time doing that would be super cool too. But so I mean,
I got to see you at Lone Star Stole. That was kind of cool. I flew in, and the whole time. So Ryan was doing Lone Star Stole, doing the announcement. And I'm in my plane. It's a 20-minute flight from my airport, and so I'm flying in. I'm like texting Ryan, like, can I land? Are they, like, is it gonna be? And I'm like, I'm looking for note. I'm looking for like, I'm so scared I'm gonna end up being like, oh, we got to put this thing on hold because Comanche's coming in, or it was Grumman at the time or whatever. But I landed, and it was very weird because I know you from here, and I've met you at Oshkosh, but I was like, oh my god, I hear that voice, and I'm like, you're in your element, just like. Click, 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 and I was like, dude, this guy knows his stuff. Like, it was really cool. It's like, I don't know, seeing your dad at work for the first time and going, oh, he's not just this. Not that I mean, you're not a father figure to me yet. You will be, but it's just like seeing someone who you've seen in this one box this whole time, and you're like, oh man, he really knows what he's doing, and it was fun to watch, and then obviously to hang out with you guys afterwards. But that was pretty cool to see you not in a kind of goofball element. I don't know. I thought it was awesome.
No, dude, thank you. Yeah, so that's that you talked about YouTube. I think that's part of it, is like the National Stole. I'm trying to get Kevin Quinn. Kevin, if you're watching, let me get in on that Stole drag stuff. But so I think there's an opportunity. I haven't made a ton of content. I have a little bit on TikTok about the Stole stuff. I haven't made a ton of content because honestly, and I know you feel the same way sometimes, like with flying, like it's with the Stole stuff. It's just like, I'm so busy because I'm like working. So I'm like,
life is busy.
And it's hard, but I mean, like with the Stole stuff on, when I'm at Lone Star Stole or just recently in Outlaw Stole, like I'm like announcing, I can't be like necessarily have the brain power. We talk about as pilots of being like ahead of the airplane.
Yeah.
Like I need to be ahead of the broadcast. I can't also be like holding a camera out, and like maybe someday I'll get to that comfort level. So that's something I need to work on, I think, is make content. So, but yeah, I mean, I think the big thing for me is, the hope is that like I want to keep Super Aero Live going for a long while. Like we're all having a lot of fun here. I also really want to get back to making the vlogs I used to make. Like, it was just super fun. And part of that is just, like, getting back into the air and flying and stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll see.
My favorite part of the Lone Star Stole was when you invited me up and you're like, hey, Bryan, do you want to do some announcing? And I'm like, no, not at all. And you're like, just if you can't. I was like, well, I don't even know what half these planes are. And you're like, just make it up. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
You should have done it.
It was cool. It was cool to see you, like to see you doing your job. If you came to my work and saw me doing my job, it wouldn't look a whole lot different than this. Just sitting in front of a screen with a keyboard, going, "Yeah, someone thinks this is important."
Just drawing airplanes.
This is my whole job all day. My boss is like, Turner, what have you done today? And I'm like, well, I drew that. He's like, all right, we'll keep paying you.
And I'm really excited to the person that got that.
Oh, yeah. I know. I can't believe that guy, that guy who did the
guy or gal. The username was ambiguous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to assume anyone's pronouns.
I haven't signed mine yet. I'm going to sign mine real quick.
Sign it now.
But yeah, man. Okay, so that was cool. I mean, yeah. Thank you for asking that. I'm excited to make more stuff.
I've told you a million times I want to see more flying. Obviously, you've got your medical thing, but
it'll be over. I'll just say it because everyone's gonna be like, "What's wrong with him?" I have a hernia, like old guy thing, and it's not like the intestine like poops coming out of your body one. It's just a little chunk of fat is poking out, and so
you got the golf ball on your belly button.
Not even a golf ball. It's like a marble. It's so tiny. Here's the gross thing. Overshare time. I think it happened when my 3-year-old jumped on my stomach. Like, we were playing, and she jumped on me, and I felt like a pain. And I was like, oh, God. Ooh. So don't let your kids do that. So anyway, literally, a surgeon's got to, go bloop and go bloop, and then, sew me up. And then it's all good. But just got to wait. Got to wait for that.
I was born with a hernia, and my son, who's now going on 15, holy crap, he was born with a hernia. So when he came out, he had this balloon on his belly button. It was like the size of a golf ball, and I'm like, whoa, is that hurting him? Like, what's gonna? And what's funny is just over time, it just kind of went away. And I mean, now if I wanted to, I'm sure it's gone. I would never be like, hey, let me see your belly. But he's bigger than me. You have daughters. They probably won't ever outgrow you.
I don't know.
But I've got
I signed it now. I signed it. It's Wednesday, and I put my signature on it.
It is Wednesday. You don't want to timestamp it just because. Why would you?
That's just what I say at the top of the show. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, and you know what you say? It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. And I mean, today being Wednesday, I mean, I got to work in the morning, and it's getting kind of late. But you know what? I don't know.
We are almost out of time, though. I mean.
How long has it been? I'm not keeping track of the time.
I can tell you it's been approximately 53 minutes.
Well, and you started 6 minutes late, so it's 9:72. I don't know what math is.
No, it's why we're pilots. Do you want to play short final? Real quick to wrap it up for the night before we go short final?
You know what? We should play short final, but I think it would be fun to turn the tables. And I'm just pulling this off the top of my head. I don't have any questions planned, but I think, what if we put you in the hot seat? And yeah, let's wrap that up. 2 slowest beers ever drank.
I'm not a sponsor, but good stuff.
No, that Sasquatch stuff from Rogue is good. Mm-hmm. Let me scribble down some questions real quick for short final.
All right, I'll get it ready over here.
Yeah. Okay,
should we do that in the chat? Should they do that?
Should they do what?
I'm sorry. Wow. I guess 1 beer is all it takes. In the chat, people could say if they think this is a good idea.
Oh yeah, and no, it looks like they're already saying it in the live chat on the live stream on Wednesday night I think they think it's a good idea.
Do you remember when we did it and it wasn't live, and then we pretended it was live, and everyone got they were all some people thought it was fun, and they were like, oh, I'm trying to figure out if it's live or not. And other people were just mad. Do you remember that?
So Zachary Sherman was the one who figured out that it was allegedly not live. One, because what did you put it on as a live preview or something like that?
Yeah, and then I showed my phone, and he saw the time.
He saw the time.
Yeah.
Now if you show the phone, I mean, it's obviously going to show that it's 9:30, 70, 40 on Wednesday. But then you had people who are really mad. Like, how dare you try to trick your audience?
I felt bad. We weren't trying to. We would never do that again, though.
No, that's why we're live tonight, to make up for that.
We're 100% live.
This is the livest I've ever been.
Yeah.
I mean, I whipped out the good camera or whatever, but Zachary, don't ruin it for everybody by super sleuthing the live stream. Well, Mike Patey's got to go. He's building a plane tonight.
He's back to work.
Back to work. I just saw he's building.
We'd love to have you on the show, Mike. That would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah, he's got one of those air trucks from Australia. He's converting it into a helicopter, and he's got to do it by 8 a.m. So I think he can do it.
How does that guy do that? All right, that's fine. If you want to do short final, we can do short. I'll be a victim of my own torture device.
Okay. Well, just a moment ago, during the live stream, I wrote down some questions for short final. So if you want to click the clock, I'm ready.
All right, here I'm going to do the music. Hit me.
All right, so you're somewhat notorious for starting your live streams late. What's the latest you've ever started a live stream?
15 minutes?
15 minutes.
Maybe?
No, it's like an hour and a half. Track up or north up?
It wasn't an hour and a half. North up lately?
No, it was. Are you a north up guy?
I think. It's been a while.
Most memorable guest, go.
Oh, I don't know. Definitely not you.
Okay, that's fine. Favorite. We're running it. What favorite style of beer?
I don't know. I don't know. Stouts.
Stouts. He's thinking like me. Number one must-see thing. I'm going to Oshkosh. I only have one day. I can do any day of the week. I can see one thing. What do I need to see?
I heard that this year they're doing the. I don't know if it's accurate. I thought I heard they're doing the 1 week wonder again.
What is that?
It's where they build an airplane in a week. That's cool. You can go pull a rivet on that. I did that when they did it a couple years ago. The other one is
really?
None of these things are things I'm affiliated with. The Stoll demo will be cool. I'm not part of that as far as I know yet.
Plain Lady in the chat said the 1 week wonder thing's happening, and she said that's a must-see deal. So that's cool.
Yeah, even though she only does solid rivets. But then the other one I think is really important to do if you're a pilot is go to the Pilot Proficiency Center and like bang out some stuff in the Redbirds and stuff. I think that's super cool.
I'm not aware of that. You'll have to share with me I don't know what that is, but
you go in and you get paired up with a flight instructor, and then you run scenarios.
Really?
And you run sometimes you can do goofy stuff like I'm going to land on an aircraft carrier, but you can do like we're going to take off at Johnson Creek at super high density altitude and then have an engine failure or whatever. Like you can do like all this sort of like they have like scenarios that you can bang out. So
that's pretty cool, man. I'll have to check that out. You're going this year, right? Of course you are.
Yeah, I'm going there. Are you going to go to Sun and Fun? I'm going to be at Sun and Fun too for a couple days.
So you and I are both, well, I'm on POA. You're kind of on POA. They have that Kentucky fly-in every year, which is the week before Sun and Fun. And I only have so many days I can ask off. There's a really good chance I'm about to get laid off. My whole company's like having problems. But if that happens, I'm going to everything. But most likely due to PTO constraints and summers when my wife works at a school and the kids obviously go to school. So there's a very compressed time period where we're trying to do a lot of stuff. It's hard to get days off of work. So if I can sneak out on Saturday and come back Sunday, I've got a room reserved. And so I might get out for one day. I've never been. I want to check it out. So let's call it a 30% chance I'm going, 100% chance Oshkosh. But Sun and Fun, I'm trying to get there.
Yeah, come check it out. What was the one that you asked me that I couldn't answer and I joked about it wasn't you? What was that question?
What was that?
There's a question that I made fun of you, but then
Favorite style of beer, most memorable. Oh, did I ask you who was your most memorable guest? Oh, yeah, you couldn't answer that.
I mean, literally, this is like episode 86 or something. The ones that like stand out are like when it's like we have like, like real like American heroes, like the demo pilots and the Thunderbirds and the fighter pilots. That's always, that kind of like feels like special, like
I like the charismatic ones, like
a privilege, it's a privilege to interview someone who's like defending the country. That's cool.
So Chelsea was a fun one. Like I didn't really realize who she was, and then I met her at Oshkosh with Josh. There's a lot of alliteration there. And I was like, okay. But then I saw her on your channel and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a badass. Like
hardcore.
Real deal. You've had a handful of people where I'm like, dude, there are some people out there doing some amazing things and they all end up on your channel.
Do you want to, I mean, the Chelsea thing, that would have been a good question for you. Was like, what is your most embarrassing moment on the stream?
Dude, you're not going to believe this. I did I not write that down? No, I sure didn't. But hey, what was your most embarrassing moment on the live stream?
No, for me, I mean, I've got plenty, but the one that comes top of mind was Chelsea was on the show, and I had to burp because I had been drinking a beer.
That's how you opened the show today, by the way.
No, I know, but it was different. It was different because I don't know, it felt different. I thought I muted the microphone, and then I switched to just her camera, you know, like this or whatever, and then I burped. But here's the problem, Bryan, is Chelsea, if you remember that episode, was not wearing headphones. So not only did I burp, and everybody on the internet hear me burp, but then it came over the internet to wherever she was that night, came out of her speakers,
came back through,
and then looped back through into my ears.
That's awesome.
Just what happened. I was just like,
oh, I want to go back and watch that episode. I mean
I don't know. Like I asked people in the Zoom chat because we do the Patreon Zoom chat afterwards, and I asked them, "Did you hear me?" No one knew that's what the noise was because it was just like "Blah," or whatever it was, but like it went all the way there and back.
That's awesome. I'm gonna go watch that episode. I've got another, tomorrow's, as you know, tomorrow's Thursday, and I've got to work on Thursday because Thursdays I go to work in the morning and it's Wednesday night.
Right, it's definitely Wednesday night right now while we're doing this, and Thursday honestly, I have to. Do you have any big meetings? I have some big meetings tomorrow. Thursday,
most of my Thursdays filled up. It's obviously the Wednesdayest night of the week right now, and so I probably have an hour, left. It's not Friday. I have an hour left before I have to go to bed because on Wednesday nights before Thursdays, I always go to bed at 10:30. Right. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go watch that live stream because I want to see it because just feels like the right night of the week to watch that. So I'm gonna do that definitely.
Yeah, you should definitely do that tonight on Wednesday night when we're recording this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. This live.
Funniest comment ever. I mean, you guys can all read it, Zach. That's hilarious. I'm not going to repeat it, but I mean, it's very clever. So it's so.
He's
funny.
A funny dude. He's a really funny dude.
The live chat's been on fire tonight. Would you say fire? It's been on fire.
100%. It's been on fire. Yep.
Yeah. This is, and I mean, oh, by the way, thank you, Waukesha. Yes, likes are free. Do the likes. They don't cost anything. Yeah.
Great to see him. It's great to see him in the chat tonight.
He did. And I love, Waukesha, my favorite thing is what you just did where you say the number of people watching versus I mean, I'm not going to repeat the numbers because you guys can see what they are.
You can clearly see what it is, yeah, but it was nice of him to do that. I love that. That's a very supportive thing he does.
It is. It's very supportive. I love when I see likes are free. Look, there's another one. Likes are free. I love that.
Yeah, that's nice.
You can tell it's Wednesday, just watching the live.
Everyone's
live
totally.
Chat. There's like that, everything you guys are saying just screams Wednesday night. Yeah. So that's
woo, you're so correct.
Wow. I mean, it's not 11:09 on Saturday, guys. If that's what you're thinking, it's ludicrous if someone's thinking that.
You know, it'd be even more ludicrous would be if it was 11:09 on Friday.
That'd be weirder if
that would
we
be super weird.
And I got confused. That's
you
not,
got the day
that's
wrong,
not
and we were still yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah, that'd be strange. So, yeah. So you're not psychic. That's what we learned today.
Yeah, we learned that. We learned that I'm not psychic. We learned that you maybe or maybe not will be going to Sun and Fun, and we learned that I burped basically in the internet version of burped in Chelsea Smith's face.
Oh.
And I have a hernia. Just decided to out that to the world. So there you go.
From all the burping.
It's all that It's that Al Yankovic song.
What's that one?
It's called like "Living with a Hernia."
Oh yeah. That's old school.
Yeah, really deep, old school stuff. We should probably just stop the stream now. I think we've. Oh, there you go. Hop Unity.
If you can find anything by this community, hold on. Where is it? Other side. This is the Wednesday night beer for me. Community. Community makes the best. They do a lot of IPAs, but I have found nothing from them that I haven't enjoyed. So if it's Wednesday and you want to have an IPA and you want to drag it out over an hour and 17 minutes like we've done tonight on this Wednesday night, pick up their stuff. It's good. They're not a sponsor of your channel as far as
I was about to ask you how much they paid you for that, but that
no one's paying me anything, but I'm looking for sponsors. That's
me too. You know, we should package. It should be a package deal, maybe.
Wednesday nights sponsored by ForeFlight.
No, I meant like Ryan and Bryan, like a package deal.
Oh, you sponsor me, I sponsor you? Or no, you mean like
no.
I will pay you money.
No, like they can sponsor, and they get both of us.
Oh,
like a value. It's like a value add. Like you're the headline celebrity, but then I'm like the Robin to your Batman, and then they get both of us. I get a little trickle down, maybe.
You know, most of the companies that I get companies that reach out to me about sponsorships all the time, but it's always like, I'm not even joking when I say this. It's like, and we may have talked about this, like if your cat has kidney disease, they have these pads it can pee on that will absorb it, and don't like that. There's some company, like, it's just, you hit a threshold and companies that aren't paying attention go like, hey, we sell chili spice with salt free and I'm like, yeah, please. And then they go look at my channel and go, never mind. This happens about.
It would be really funny for you to be like in the Comanche, and you're like, thanks again to our sponsors. This episode brought to you by Cat Pee Pads. That's right, Cat Pee Pads, great for every pilot.
I told them, I said I'm 100% in, because it was feline with kidney failure pads. I'm not even joking. But my kids were super impressed because, is it called Clash of Clans, that video game that sponsors everybody? They reached out to me, but they didn't reach out to me. Their bot reached out to me. And it was like, we just want you to do a 90-second commercial within the first 30 seconds of a video, and we'll pay you $30. And I was like, you'll pay $30 for me to just like my whole audience to walk away? Like, they wanted me to play a video game for 90 seconds and talk about how great it is. And I was like, for $30? I was like, no.
I think you should do it.
Well, I'm not going to do it for them. I'll do it for me and make my own spin on it or something. But I literally have a whole bunch of emails, but it's all just like.
What is Ridge Wallet? Has Ridge Wallet called you yet?
No, but I would be willing to bet I could reach out to them and probably that would be a good one. I don't know.
We should stop for ahead. Everybody,
yeah.
You're like, Ryan's moving on. Everyone who's watching tonight, thank you so much for hanging out with Bryan and Ryan on this Wednesday, not Friday, at 11:13 p.m.
Ryan is not psychic and can't draw, so neither can I with the drawing.
But seriously though, like, if someone did do that, like, I will mail this. We'll figure it out. If someone did that, we'll send that to people. It's been fun goofing around with you tonight, man.
You too, man. Thank you for having me.
And I hope, well, if nothing else, I'm excited to see you at Oshkosh.
I'm going to be there.
Hopefully I will fly myself in. But if not, I'll drive myself in, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out from there.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for having me, dude. This is fun.
We gotta do. I mean, if you guys put in the chat, should we do like this more often with Bryan? Should this become like we talked about doing our own show? Maybe we should do a little thing every month, every couple months. I don't know.
I have the thumbnail made up. I haven't executed on it because I'm always too busy to do anything.
I'm too busy too. Anyway, all right. Well, maybe not. We won't do it. Everybody, seriously though, thank you so much for watching tonight. It was awesome to have you here.
And you guys have a happy Thursday tomorrow.
Yeah, good Thursday tomorrow, everybody. Seriously though, I say this every night. It is really an honor to have all of you supporting me. A lot of other YouTubers comment about how amazing the Super Aero squad, the Sky Fam, all the different ways we talk about ourselves. They talk about how cool it is that we have this community, and I'm really grateful for it. Just a little heart to heart, really grateful for it. And really grateful, like, because of this show and others, like, I got to become friends with this guy over here. I'm really grateful for that, too. So, be sure to tune in next week. It's going to be a good show, I'm sure. And we'll catch you on the next one.
7 days from now.
Yeah, exactly. 7 days from right now.
Have a good one, Ryan.